All right, welcome to today's episode of Your Daily Scrum. I'm professional Scrum trainer Ryan Ripley. This gentleman next to me is Todd Champagne Miller.
You all are welcome to call me Champagne Miller. I'm happy with
Dying
it.
for a nickname.
Best nickname I've had my whole life.
Yeah, you should hear some of the other ones. They're awful. This is professional Scrum trainer Todd Miller. Together, we come together each day to. We are gathered here today to do another episode. Scrum. Yeah. All right, that's the butchered intro for today. Yeah. What we're trying to do here is answer your questions. So a lot of questions get left in this comment area below, and we take those questions and we turn them into videos. We want to help you do a little bit better each day with your Scrum practice and help advance the knowledge of the community. So that's why we do this each and every day. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Right? Hit that like and subscribe so that you know when we drop new videos. Today, Todd, we have another viewer question. So actually, all of these questions come from all of you. This one is, does a Scrum team publish their retrospective results? Yeah. What do you think, Todd?
Oh, so I'm going to call it I'm not going to call it slight, horror story. So I was working in an organization one time where they were using a tool where you could publish like a wiki.
Right.
And every Scrum team at the end of their retrospective, you were supposed to take notes down to who said what in the retrospective and then highlight what you were going to improve. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So do you know what retrospectives turned into, Ryan?
Oh, I bet they felt real scripted and perfect. And people were like, no, edit that. Right? No, I didn't. Don't put that in the notes. And yeah. I bet it got very guarded.
Man, I watched Scrum Masters literally typing notes saying, hey, Sue, what do you think we should say about this? We knew it came up and they know about it. Ooh. Is that healthy?
Oh, yeah. So this is our position on this is no. Mm-hmm. Let's define the term results. Yeah. Now, should we publish Should we publish the improvements that we're trying to achieve in the next sprint? Sure. Yeah. I think that's fair game. I think we should be transparent about the improvements we're trying to drive.
In fact, I like that, Ryan, because some teams will commit to an improvement or two, and then that falls by the wayside once they get busy, right? So I like where you're going with that.
So I think you can publish your improvement items, and I'm going to put that up here so that it sticks out, right? Publish your improvement items. I support that. If that's what we mean by publish your retrospective results, awesome. I'm totally on board. But 9 times out of 10, what I see, Todd, and I know you've seen this too, they want the meeting minutes. They want the notes. Mm-hmm. What did people talk about? What are people upset about? Who are they upset with? Who are they bad mouthing? What's the gossip? What's the chit chat? What's the chatter? I find this type of meddling, this type of gossip, this type of attempting to collect this stuff to be counterculture, counterproductive, and just destructive to a team. Yeah, and so I say don't. As a Scrum Master, our job is to part of our job is to create an environment where teams can get together, they can talk, they can discuss, they can have a real conversation, and leave that room united, gelled together, and committed to an idea on how to get better next time. And that's what we're after here. We're not after, well, this person said this about Sally, and Sally said this about Ryan, and Ryan said this about Todd, and blah, 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 blah. That doesn't help us. We don't get better that way.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm thinking back, as we were kind of unpacking this a little bit in the beginning, and I was mentioning I had seen this team having to create a wiki, these meeting minutes. Ugh, gosh, that word. What it came down to is somebody really high up in the organization just wanted to feel connected to what was happening and to see if they could help. And that was a little bit of a mistaken understanding what the retrospective was. Now, I think had they just published the 1 or 2 improvement items the teams were trying to make, that might have been okay, even though that maybe even then there would have been questions that shouldn't have been answered. But it was taken as you need meeting minutes from your retrospective that a VP could end up looking at. What I did, I sat down with the VP and I explained the purpose of the retrospective, right? And I mentioned it's not a complaint session, right? This is for teams really to inspect themselves, to make what they're doing and how they're operating, what their process is like, to be well understood amongst each other, and then decide on 1 or 2 items for which they can improve moving forward. And that by creating the wall of having to upload meeting minutes into a wiki, it was counterproductive. Teams weren't able to improve because they weren't able to have the real conversations that they needed to have. And it was just like, oh, geez, I better. So that's not what I meant. That was kind of the conversation that ensued there. So just kind of tying the bow on the story and how I approached it as I spoke about the true purpose of the event to that particular VP, and it changed the way things happened.
Todd, it's just another example of a situation where the Scrum Master must pop the Scrum bubble, get out there and talk to executives, talk to leadership. You had a conversation with the person requesting the notes, and it turned out they probably realized, I don't need the notes. I just want to know what they're working on. And you know what? Invite them to a sprint review.
Yeah.
Then they can see everything. If an executive wants to be connected, that's their event. Have them show up. But let's, just as Todd talked about in his story, let's leave the retro to the devs. Let's get some good improvement items out there. If you want to publish those, great. But the meeting minutes, this is not a parliamentary session. We don't need we don't need to be on the record here. Let's just let's have a good, safe conversation. The Scrum Master needs to keep it out of the realm of bickering and gossiping and all that stuff. But let's let the team have some space, find some improvements, and go forth and do good things.
Yep. Couldn't agree anymore.
How about all of you out there? What have you done in this situation? I'm sure you've been asked to publish retrospective results and meeting minutes and notes before. Leave us a comment down in this comment section below. Let us know how you've handled it, how it's gone. Perhaps you have a better tip than what we do. So let us know in the comments, and perhaps we'll borrow your idea in a future video. That reminds me, Todd, if someone has a question, leave a comment below. We've been taking all of your questions and turning them into videos, and hashtag Ginger.
Ginger and Britta showed up. Say hi.
Ooh,
Ginger.
that's the rare.
Yeah,
that's the rare double visit. All right, leave us your comments below. If you want to say hi to Ginger in the comments. I'm professional Scrum trainer Ryan Ripley. This is professional Scrum trainer Todd Miller. I think we're going to call this an episode. And so I'm going to drop the banner out of the way, and we're going to show you the socials. Be sure to like and subscribe so that you know when we drop a new episode. Visit us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn to check out more about what we've been up to. Or even join us in a class. agileforhumans.com is a great way to join us there. There's some great videos here below. Until tomorrow.
And just to reiterate what you said before there, Ryan, blah, 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 blah.
Have a great day.
See ya.